Let's talk about allyship. It's more than just a buzzword, it's a commitment to action. Allies are the folks who step up and say, hey, that's not right. They use their privilege to fight for those who don't have it. In the workplace, allyship is crucial for creating a truly inclusive environment, one where everyone feels seen, heard, and valued. But diversity without inclusion is like having a party and forgetting to send out invitations. You might have a diverse group of people in the room, but are they really participating? Are they truly feeling like they belong? That's where allyship comes in. Allies help to bridge the gap between diversity and inclusion. They amplify marginalized voices, challenge bias, and advocate for change. But allyship isn't just about grand gestures. It's about the everyday actions we take to create a more equitable world. Now, let's be real, being an ally isn't always easy. It takes work, it takes education, and it takes a willingness to confront your own biases. That's why organizations play a crucial role in fostering productive allyship. It all starts with education. We need to equip allies with the knowledge and understanding they need to be effective. This means providing training on topics like privilege, microaggressions, and intersectionality. Privilege is a tricky one, right? It's not about feeling guilty for who you are. It's about recognizing that some folks have an easier go of it because of their race, gender, sexuality, or other aspects of their identity. Then there are microaggressions. These are those subtle, often unintentional comments or actions that can make someone feel marginalized or othered. And we can't forget about intersectionality. By educating allies on these concepts, we can help them to better understand the experiences of marginalized groups and how their own biases might be impacting others. Education is a great starting point, but we can't just leave it there. We need to set clear expectations for ally behavior. This means outlining specific actions that allies can take to create a more inclusive environment. This could include things like using inclusive language, challenging bias when they see it, and advocating for policies that promote equity and justice. It's about transforming good intentions into concrete actions. For example, instead of just saying, I'm an ally, an organization might encourage allies to attend diversity and inclusion events, mentor someone from an underrepresented group, or speak up against discriminatory jokes or comments. And it's not just about individual actions. Organizations need to create a culture where allyship is valued and rewarded. This means recognizing and celebrating allies who are making a difference. Section 4, Empowerment, Fueling the Engine of Change. Now, we've talked about education and expectations, but we can't forget about empowerment. Allies need to feel empowered to take action. They need to know that they have the support of their organization and that their voices will be heard. One way to empower allies is to connect them with employee resource groups, or ERGs. These are groups that are formed around shared identities or experiences, such as groups for women, people of color, LGBTQ+ individuals, or people with disabilities. ERGs can provide allies with a space to learn, connect with others, and get involved in advocacy efforts. Organizations can also empower allies by providing them with opportunities to lead diversity and inclusion initiatives. And let's not forget about the power of recognition. When allies do step up and make a difference, it's important to acknowledge and celebrate their contributions. Section 5, Johnson Johnson, a case for inclusive leadership. Now, you might be thinking, okay, Trevor, this all sounds great in theory, but how does it actually work in the real world? Well, let me tell you about Johnson Johnson. They're a great example of a company that's taking allyship seriously. One of the things Johnson Johnson does really well is provide comprehensive training on unconscious bias and inclusive leadership for all of its managers. They understand that leaders need to be equipped to create a more inclusive environment for their teams, but they don't stop there. Johnson Johnson also hosts networking events that connect allies with ERGs. This gives allies a chance to learn more about the experiences of different groups within the company and to build relationships with people from diverse backgrounds. They even offer paid time off for employees to volunteer with organizations that are working to promote social justice. Since implementing these initiatives, Johnson Johnson has seen an increase in the reporting of discrimination. which means that employees feel more comfortable speaking up when they experience or witness bias. Section 6, Deloitte, fostering allyship through action. Another company that's doing great work in the allyship space is Deloitte. They've implemented a number of initiatives to encourage and support allies within their organization. One of the things that sets Deloitte apart is its ally committees. These committees are made up of employees who are passionate about diversity and inclusion, and they work in partnership with ERGs to promote allyship within the company. The ally committees are involved in a wide range of activities, from providing education on pressing social justice issues to organizing community service projects. They also play a key role in reviewing HR policies to ensure that they are inclusive and equitable. Deloitte also does a great job of recognizing and celebrating its allies. They have an Ally of the Month program that highlights the contributions of employees who are going above and beyond to create a more inclusive workplace. Section 7. The win-win of allyship, building a better future together. So there you have it. Allyship is not a spectator sport. It's about taking action, educating yourself, and using your privilege to create a more just and equitable world. And when organizations invest in fostering productive allyship, everyone benefits. For marginalized groups, allyship can mean the difference between feeling seen and heard or feeling invisible and silenced. And for organizations, allyship can lead to a more engaged workforce, a more innovative and creative culture, and a stronger bottom line. When everyone feels like they belong and can bring their whole selves to work, everyone wins. Together, we can create a world where everyone has the opportunity to thrive.